Here we go.
Farm Companion.
May 1st.
That's my wind up to it today.
It is May.
It is the 1st. Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Farm Companion.
Well, I'm excited about this one. I got a lot done this week.
All right, cool. Well,
I can't believe it's Thursday, dude. My brain is like
take it away.
Toast on stuff. So I think I said last time I left Monday morning. First of all, I picked up my beans. So I got my rural beans for Kentucky. Picked those up. Went to Ohio. Sprayed 4 acres of clover and alfalfa up on the ridges. So I made
your little Instagram story.
Made a mean cocktail there. I had I do have some chicory in some of those. So I actually used IMOX. So we'll see how that's my first year with IMOX. I've heard. Yeah, maybe
mixed results.
Yeah, mixed results. So we'll see. So I used IMOX 3-18-18, so 2.5 gallons per acre, plot till and boost, all in there. So straight cocktail, hit all 4 of those. 2 of them, like I overseeded some more. That's the beauty about clover. We talk about just every time I'm out there. But they're looking okay. Other 2 were like, I couldn't believe how good they looked.
Nice.
Because that stuff was standing timber in March of last year. And then we cleared them out.
And you seeded it
shortly
after? Or?
I seeded it in March or April of last year. And it started to come up decent, but then we had the drought. And I mean, this year, none of those plots had like any clover in them. Yeah. They were torched.
Yeah.
In fact, I overseeded some rye, and even that was pretty shitty. And again, that clover it stores everything in the roots. Yeah. And then this year just exploded.
Yeah.
So they look great. I mean, the deer have been hammering it. I had a bachelor group of 5 bucks in it the other morning on the one that I say every summer smells like livestock. So we'll see how that goes this year. So I sprayed those, got that accomplished, got a couple trophy rocks out, went in the bottom and sprayed about 3.5 acres in the bottom with Roundup Gly. So that'll be beans. I talked to my bean guy. He's going out to put 400 pounds per acre of like 5-20-20 out here soon. And
get a
then
bean guy.
Yeah, I got a bean guy.
Nice.
Beaner.
What's he do? Flick him for you.
Flick him. And then he's drilling in probably 2 weeks. I would say a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's go time, man.
Yep. So that's done. And I even started to get the fence because I'm going to end up fencing those beans in.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's done. Ohio, effectively, good. Got in the truck, drove to Kentucky, got there late, sprayed. I think I ended up spraying 10 acres in Kentucky.
Oh.
All Gly, almost all Gly. So I sprayed for beans and corn. I'm going to drill them all at the same time. And then I guess I did spray a little bit of my clover and alfalfa, which was torched by the drought, but looking better. So I have a big 2-acre clover and alfalfa field in the middle of the property, and I have my pond down there that a lot of those deer are coming in for water. And they were there all summer. But then as soon as the season happens, sporadically you would see them in there, but they just weren't in that field out there eating. And again, maybe because it got hammered with the drought. So what I did is I took probably the upper acre or so, and I'm going to put about 20 to 30 rows of corn in.
Yeah, I saw your video there.
Yep, and then it kind of pinched it down, and so I'll have a little bit of clover and alfalfa where the pond is, and then it'll pinch, and then it opens up into maybe 1/4 to 1/2 acre clover, and that looks really good right now. And I got a kill stand right there. Anything west or northwest is dead.
I saw that. I love corn for that reason. Just give instruction to your to your open areas.
So gives me good structure there. It breaks up that field. I've got good cover to go in. I've got corn in a couple other areas that I'm going to do. I think in total I'm doing about 3 acres of corn, and then everything else will be in beans, besides anything that's clover right now. And then again, I did a little closer check on the switch there. I got something brewing.
Got something going. Huh?
I got something brewing. So,
something.
So I think what I'm going to go in and do, depending on what it looks like here in a couple of weeks, is I'm going to hit it with quinchloric, and I guess maybe a 2,4-D.
We need to clarify. I think last week we made some comments about like if you miss the spraying window for killing cool seasons out of warm seasons with Gly, to switch to quinchloric.
Yep.
And I think that was a misstatement. I don't think so. Quinchloric won't kill most of your cool season grasses.
Right.
It's a grass selective in the sense that it's killing, I think, more of your broadleafs and maybe some other impure strains of grasses. I don't know what those would be necessarily.
But do you think, so would a quinchloric kill a foxtail?
It will, absolutely.
It will. Okay.
Yep.
But it's not going to kill like a fescue.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah, correct.
Got it.
So, like, if you're just overrun by fescue, which on my farm, like a quinchloric now at this, it's not going to do anything.
Not going to do anything.
You missed it, frankly. You missed the opportunity. I don't know what you can do to kill cool seed other than wait for when they're dormant.
Which is what I'm going to do. Like, I have 2 or 3 bigger fallow fields that I missed my window to kill those cool seasons.
That's all right. I got lots of them.
Yeah. So because I was like, man, I really would love to go in there and drill. Seeing now that I had just drill a couple areas of switch and just see what happens. But I'll probably wait till next year to mess with that. And I'm going to so all of the switch that I'm seeing, like if you've seen it in any of the Instagram stories and stuff, is all buffer, basically. So I had drilled that originally as screening and buffer to the woods. And then I didn't think it took, so I went back in with that deer fence and basically just drilled right over top of it. Well, it took. So now what I did is I sprayed everything up to where that switch is at. I'm going to do probably a single pass, which will be a 7-foot pass of deer fence inside of that switch. So I'll let that switch come up closer to the wood edge, then deer fence, then crops, basically.
Yeah.
Just as a bit of a screening, bit of an insulation effect type of thing. And I won't even do that screening in everywhere because where I just used it to insulate the wood line, I don't need it. If I need it for like actual in and out screening, then I will do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really neat to see it. Even in Pennsylvania, now that it's so funny, dude, because it's like, how long did we sit there and go, is this switch?
Yeah.
Is this switch?
Yeah.
Now that like I see it and have seen it, and it helps obviously when it's drilled in rows versus like broadcast, because when it's broadcast, you're like, I don't know. But like you see the row, like this is switch.
Yeah. Well, and once you've seen it, you know it too. It's like, it's one thing to hear me say, well, it's got this, however you would describe it.
It's in my backyard.
However you would describe it. Dude, I see it on the sides of the highway.
I drilled it after Johnny dug the pond. I got my drill out and I drilled the dirt areas. I'm like, this would be awesome if it's in switch. Well, like, of course, I didn't see anything all last summer. And I'm going out and I was like, look, I'm like, that looks like a line. I'm like, holy shit, this is switch. This is switch. Here's switch here. Like, there's other grasses in it, but like you can identify. And then when you look closer, I'm like, you could see the dead from last year, like at the base. And it may have only been 4 or 5 inches, but you're like, oh shit.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
So
the tassely head is like the dead giveaway.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was really cool to see that and start to see that coming up in a bunch of places. So so I don't know how well it will do this year because I didn't hit those cool season grasses where it may be coming up, but most of them are broadleafs, which I will take care of with the quinchloric, and like foxtail I can kill out. But so I am going to hit it with that. And I don't know.
Call Skip beforehand.
I do. Skip was texting me.
He's a guy.
He was texting me when we were on the last pod. He's like, hey, I got an idea I want you to talk to me about. I was like, okay. Yeah. So, so we'll see how that looks, but I feel good that I got everything. I sprayed, what did I tell you? I sprayed 20 acres in 24 hours, basically.
Wow. It's a lot.
When people talk about, like, they're like, I don't know that's how I do it. Like, and it sucks. Like, I left on Monday at 8 a.m. and I got back at 6 p.m. on Tuesday.
Yep. It's a lot of spraying.
A lot of spraying. Yeah. And so I just
got to block it out and just do it.
I will say that Kinetic did great. That was the first like big spray job that I did with it.
I bet it's peaceful. You know
it was
what I mean?
so cool. I was on the phone with you and JD for most of it, and I was just spraying.
That's awesome. I like that.
It was great. But so everything's good. So probably not next week, the following week, I will I'm going to go to Kentucky for 2 days and drill all corn and beans. It'll be a little early for my beans, but I want to get the corn in the ground. Yep. So I'm just going to do it all at once.
I'm same time. Not next week, the following. I'm trying to get on my beans and switch in.
And frankly, we've been warm enough that the soil temps and stuff are up.
You can go. It's ready to go now.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll have everything in the ground, and that'll be a big relief.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I haven't been to the farm, I think, since last week, but in the meantime, I've got everything kind of coordinated. So Henry's the guy at our co-op in Ohio that does the soil diagnosis. So I've been kind of lazy about, I don't actually take the soil samples. I just call him up and say, here's what I'm planting, here's what it's been. And he's pretty good about giving me a recommendation. So it's like 250 pounds of lime, 250 pounds for something like that. And so I rent a spreader.
Yeah, a buggy.
Yeah, from the co-op, which is awesome. I just have Dad run down in the 250, pick it up. It's a pin drop pitch. Yep. We'll get that spread.
Don't let it hit the back of your truck this time.
That's why I'm having him do it in the 250. I learned. So I'm same time frame. I'll get all those beans in. I'm doing 100 pounds to the acre this year.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about with my guy in Ohio, Matt. I was like, hey, dude, I ordered enough to go to 100 pounds an acre, basically. Just plant them heavy.
Yeah, go heavy. So, and I'll do switch at the same time. So that needs another spraying. No 2,4-D in that one, just Gly.
Just Gly.
That 2,4-D is.
And this is areas that don't have switch right now.
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's old fescue, which I've sprayed twice already. So once with Simazine before green up, and once with Gly and 2,4-D about a month ago.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll hit that. We'll get all that switch in, and then in the meantime, I can't remember if we talked about this, but we did some like real farming, like coordinating with the co-op in Illinois.
We did some real farming.
Yeah. Well, I called.
You coordinated.
I know a guy.
I know a guy who knows a girl who then did this happen.
We called the real co-op out there and said, "Hey, can you help us with some ag scale spraying? Our CRP. We've been talking about." Dude, what a revelation.
We didn't even know we could do this. I didn't even know you
could do this stuff. And Michael, I'm an idiot. Like, I don't know anything about switch until you find out that, hey, there's a small window in April when your cool season grasses are actively growing and your warm seasons have not germinated yet. That's your window to go in there and hit it with Gly, just 2 quarts per acre of Gly. And it'll kill out. That's the best way to manage your native grass stands. And so we got, I think it was roughly 30 acres, 30 or...
It might have been more than that.
30 or 40 acres sprayed.
Yeah, 40.
With the big guy. They came in with like this is Illinois. This is like they got big tractors. So he come out and
he sent you like a little map of like the.
Well, it's awesome. Those tractors have like satellite.
Yeah, GPS type stuff.
Stuff. So he sent me like the exactly where he sprayed. I'm like, now we're talking. I'm like, yeah, dude, you nailed it. He went right around where we needed him to, and so sprayed. 4 different plots fields of CRP that have warm season grasses in them. Some we've added to and stuff. And so I think that's going to honestly make a pretty drastic difference on that farm. Because we did a pocket ourselves kind of by mistake last year. We went and sprayed.
Well, we were going to kill it and plant it.
That's right. We thought, we're turning a section into a plot. Then we went back and we kind of redesigned what the plot was going to look like, and where we had sprayed.
It's the best switch we had.
Dude, this switch is unreal.
It's the best switch we had on the whole property.
So that raised some flags in our head. And then, I think that could really do a lot for the property this year.
Yeah, I think that's a huge piece of it. And, just for people wondering, it was pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, it was like...
Well, you have to pay for the chemical, which is probably the most costly part of it.
Yeah, right.
But
I think it was like $7 an acre.
Can you imagine that? $7 an acre with that big boom spray just to go out there and do 40 acres or whatever?
Yeah, so I think for that 30 acre, let me see. So let's say it was 30 acre. I think it was about what it was. Times 7 is $210 for the spraying service plus chemical.
2 quarts per acre.
You're looking at a couple $100.
Yeah, a few $100.
So $500 to $600 probably for the whole thing.
No brainer.
No brainer.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. And I guess in the meantime, we also had a guy go out and spray some areas that we're going to do some switch.
Yeah, that's right.
Some smaller areas and stuff.
Well, so that's the deal. Like, I know it's tough for people that haven't got there yet, but it's like there is a method to the madness here. So like with beans, We haven't sprayed anything yet. There's no point to. It's a Roundup resistant plant. So we spray that once prior to or at planting.
At planting, yeah.
Knowing it's going to have to get sprayed, 4 to 6 weeks after.
On that point, I think this is a good one for people to, because it just depends on what you have. So like we're going to be using a Great Plains drill when we're in Illinois.
Yeah.
So when you have a good like Great Plains drill, Genesis, whatever, like you have an actual drill that's heavy, that does what it does. You can drill that, and literally what we'll probably do is one of us will be drilling, one of us will be spraying right behind, right? So super, super coordinated, and those beans will be fine. I sprayed in Kentucky early because I've got a Tar River, which is not a great drill. It's light, and so I need as much bare ground exposed for my coulters to get into as possible. If I had a bigger drill, then I would drill everything, and then I'd have my sprayer with me and go and spray everything the same day in a perfect world.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just so people are hearing that.
Good point.
Right?
Good point. So, and the reason we can't do that with Switch is it's not a Roundup resistant plant. There's no going in 4 to 6 weeks after. You either have to mow it or hit it with a different kind of, but any kind of chemical on a young plant is going to set it back, or you got to wait till the next year.
Yep.
So with that, we like to hit it
early,
before manage the weeds before you ever put seed in the ground. So multiple spraying. So that's why we're doing that.
Yep. And then again, we'll come back next year if there's cool seasons coming up in that Switch. Spray it in April when the cool seasons are coming up with Gly, and then that'll kill the cool seasons, and Switch will come up in May, June, July.
Yep. You want to talk about our the guy that wrote you for the multiflora management?
Oh, there's been a bunch of them that I've wrote in.
I think that's pretty cool.
The spray one?
It's a good idea. Spraying it with a drone in November.
In November. So the downfall, and so coincidentally, he's a deer grow dealer as well, which is cool. He was like, man, he's like, I would spray that with a drone. He's like, I've done this, for other people. He's like, it's just a short window, right? There's essentially as the leaves and everything come off of your hardwoods and they're not absorbing through there, it's that mid-November time frame.
And it's got to be fall, not spring, right? Because you don't want to run the chance of like new buds on your trees.
Correct. Yeah. So everything's going into dormancy, and it's kind of withstanding the length there. And so, yeah, his thing is like I would come in and just drone the shit out of it. And he's like,
which works for us because it's like a fairly contiguous. It's not like patches here and there. It's like multiflora.
Yep, multiflora. So I think that's a big option for what we're talking about here. To potentially have him come in with the big ag drone and just.
Frankly, even if there is like autumn olive or something else in there, I think it's okay. I think we kill that out. Because we're going to burn. We're going to put a fire through it. So I want grasses and then we're going to fell timber on top of it. So it's going to bring structure back.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't hurt basically our walnuts and our oaks. It's like the only thing we care about. Right. Like, I don't give a shit about our Osages even, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, walnuts and oaks, don't hurt them. So yeah, I think that's a big possibility here.
It sounds a lot better than backpack sprayers.
Yeah. We're just trying to, it's funny. Like, we've had this, so this will be the third hunting season. And like, we're to the point where I would say we're almost like micromanaging. Like, if you think about the switch changes that we're doing and okay, let's take care of multiflora, like those aren't, I mean, I haven't even done that on my other farms. Like, I haven't been to that level of like detail on my other farms yet, right? It's still bigger, like plant these fields, do a select cut, do these things. So, it's to the point where I think we're really honing this thing in. And also our mindsets, and people know this if they know who we are in person, but our mindsets are like, we'll do it. Okay, hey, you need this done? Great, we'll go do it. We finally have said, wait a minute, that's stupid for us to load up, drive 9 hours, spray for 2 hours, load up, drive home 9 hours. How much does that cost to take for this guy? Oh, $250 for the local kid to do it? Yeah, we trust him with Glide, go spray it. He can't mess anything up. Oh, it's going to cost $200 and plus chemical to take a giant boom in there and spray all the CRP? Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're just throwing money at the wall. Like, it's very economical to us from a time and a cost of gas and everything standpoint of loading up, driving 9 hours, doing it, driving 9 hours home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't feel convicted about that at all.
Well, but I just say that because our personalities are very much, we've always just like like an elbow grease, like a sweat equity. Like, we'll do it because it's saving money. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not. Like, because we're spending time that we could be at work earning money. or just the cost of driving.
Or here
there.
doing other projects. I mean, it's just you
Exactly.
can't be everywhere at once. And so
Yep. That's why I've got Matt doing,
it's a lot of
doing
fun.
the beans in Ohio.
Yeah, I really like working with like local people out there.
Yep.
Frankly, it's like, I mean, there's an economic benefit to it and stuff, but it's also nice to just have support.
Good contacts too.
Yeah, I want to have the local co-op. I want to have, a couple, kids even that we can call and have, help out, and maybe we trade them for a turkey hunt or something like that. And it's cool. It's fun. That's even on my home farm. I'm doing that.
Yep,
a ton because it's 2 hours away. I got to coordinate stuff for my dad. I got to call nurseries and schedule stuff. I got to have the co-op out there. So I got to rent the local drill, you know what I mean? And like, that's what it is bringing all these pieces together. And then
it's networking.
It's networking, and the pieces that, just frankly that I want to do or that I don't trust other people to do that's what I'm there for. Like seed going in the ground is one thing that I just don't trust many people with, especially in a bag seeder. So it's like, I'm there for that.
Yep.
I'll have it sprayed and stuff beforehand and whatever needs to be done. But
Yep. No, I think that's a big one. But yeah, man, I think it's efficiency because at this time of the year, it's like, I mean, what am I going to do? Bounce 5 different farms to try to get beans in the ground within a week? It's impossible. I can't do it. So yeah, it's just divide and conquer, put the effort in where you need to put the effort in. And then, then it's kind of a sit back and hope for rain.
We need to trim out some trees in Illinois too. We found a couple new, I mean, dude, frankly, there's them 2 spots for 2 different winds that like you'll kill every deer on the farm.
Yep.
So we need to have them trimmed out, ready to rock.
We've got to push that fence out
wolves
too.
in there and stuff. What's that?
We got to push that fence out.
Yeah.
Too.
So I think that's this trip when we go out, just with the tractor, we'll just hook a chain to it, pull them up.
Yep. That makes sense.
Get it rocked. I bought that top link for the drill.
Cool.
So we'll be locked.
I assume we'll just pull my kinetic with the sprayer.
Yeah, or if I have to run back and get bean, however we need to coordinate the trips. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, I think that's perfect, man. I mean that's the plan here, and I think we're rolling in full steam. We were just talking about it here before podcast. I was like, I'm already glued to the few cameras I've got running for velvet. Like I'm looking for antlers popping and base sizes at this point, you know.
Dude, it's coming. That's what I always say about deer season. That's the best part is there's another one coming. So there's always opportunity out there, man. It's interesting how it's from season to season things change drastically, or maybe not, and things for the worse, some for the better, and it's just kind of taking it as she comes. And got a lot going on this season. Yeah,
a ton going on, and you just have to. Can't get worked up about it. Just got to get to it and manage it as best as you can. And there'll be projects that don't get done, and that's okay. But you got to make sure that this is the time frame we always talk about is the work we're putting in now with beans and corn and switch and all that is going to pay off dividends when we get to the hunting season. So it's the work now that really rewards itself then. And so that's the stuff you have to get done.
And really years down the road. I mean, dude, when you talk about switch plantings and tree plantings and like timber management, it's not like you go dump a corn pile and hey, let's go hunting. No, this is years down the road. You're gonna have like an impact at scale, and it's gonna make your property a good one or not. Yeah. So no, I think we're in pretty good shape here, rolling into May, and before you know it, it'll be June and July. By that time, we know who they are when they show up on camera, and that's where the motivation really kicks in and starts cranking. We also got like. We've got TAC at the end of this month, I think. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming up. Yeah, so we've got a lot of other just cool, fun stuff to get into. Or hopefully. Is this going to drop before the next podcast? Yes, it will. It will. Cool. You guys see a pack of beast broadhead sitting here? Yep. We are going to dig into that. We recorded the podcast this morning, but that'll drop this coming Tuesday. So towards the end of that podcast, we kind of dig into there's a big broadhead conversation in there. So we are making the switch to beast this year. You guys can go check out that podcast when it comes out, and code HUNTR will get you 10% off on that stuff too. So look for that. Pretty good explanation of the transition and process and thinking there. It's not purely. I mean, obviously we have a good relationship with Josh and Sarah and the crew, but like it's more. It's the right move. Yeah, it was more thought out than that. So hopefully you guys hear that and dig in and understand that side of it. Speaking of trips, that's where you were going. So trips. A few to rattle off. We have, maybe in this order or not, we have PA TAC coming up at Seven Springs. Yep, end of this month. End of May. Oh, wow. Okay, it's coming right up. I think so. Okay. We have... I think we're gonna go to TAC in Utah also.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Maybe in a
End of
trip
July.
to see Hoyt.
Yeah, see Hoyt. We got some other partners and stuff like that. But we'll probably be at that TAC event at least for a period of time. We have the Mobile Hunter Roadshow
At your farm.
coming up at my farm in August.
Tickets for sale soon?
8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere in there. Yeah, they're going to announce when those tickets are available. I think there's only like 200 of them.
We'll announce as soon as we know. We'll let you know.
Just watch for that. I mean, they might go quick, so watch for that. Any other trips? We're not going to be able to make it to Pat from Hunt Stock was, I mean, really diligently trying to get us up there. It's just not going to work this year. But I've heard that event is awesome.
I think I have a conflict for maybe a store opening here for Deer Grow that I'm going to go to.
Okay.
I don't know, but yeah, it's hard to make all the dots connect here. Yeah, and that's in between like just farm trips and planning.
Oh, well, right. I didn't mention any of those.
You know, we've got, we'll know about Kansas here in the near future. We'll know about North Dakota.
Make sure your credit cards are paid off. So when Kansas runs your thing.
Yep. Are you talking to me?
Everyone.
Yeah. Okay. I will. So yeah, I mean, those are the big trips, TAC events and, yeah, and the Mobile Hunter Roadshow will be the big ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then in between it's just farm travel and, yeah, see some partners and everyday other job stuff.
Yep. Cranking, man. It's all good.
Turning and burning at this point, man. It's May and seeds got to get in the ground here, and then it's a matter of, like we were talking about this morning, I was like, boy, Illinois is dry, and I don't want to be thinking that way yet. It's too early.
Too early.
Too early.
July is about as early as I can start fretting about
droughts and stuff. So, but anyways, we appreciate you guys listening to Farm Companion today, and we'll catch you on next Sunday.
Farm Companion.
Take me